welcome back.
So welcome back. So today we're going to tell you where corned beef comes from, what it is exactly, and exactly how to make corned beef and cabbage. But before we get started, here's a little joke for you. What do you get when you mix a corn cob and beef? Corned beef. Ha ha ha. Terrible, terrible. So without further ado, let's get cooking.
Let's get cooking.
Corned beef actually didn't originate in Ireland, believe it or not. It originated in America. Before the Irish immigrated over to the United States, they would eat cured pork and potatoes. When they came over the ocean, they shared neighborhoods and shops with Jewish immigrants, which did not sell pork, so they learned how to cure cheap cuts of beef instead. Thus, led them to curing beef brisket and cooking it with cabbage instead of potatoes to create a hearty meal. Okay, but where does it get its name? They cured it in coarse ground salt, the size of corn, which is where it gets its name, corned beef. However, today we don't cure beef brisket in salt anymore. Well, not entirely salt. Today we soak corned beef in a brine that is made of water, salt, and spices. Okay, why is the meat pink? Meat turns a pink color during a chemical reaction that occurs during the curing process. Okay, now that we know about corned beef, let's make some corned beef and cabbage. First off, we're going to take our 3-pound corned beef and throw that into a pot. Yes, it's already cured. We cheated and bought it cured. Before we do anything else, we're going to smack the brisket for the good luck of the Irish. Then we're going to add 3 to 4 cups of water, basically just enough so that it covers it. Add 2 tablespoons of garlic, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of allspice, and a seasoning packet that came with it, which contains mustard seeds and a little bit of bay leaves. But we're still going to add 3 bay leaves. We're going to throw this on the stove and bring it up to a boil. Once that's up to a boil, we're going to turn that heat on low and let this cook for another 4 hours or so. The reason you want to cook it for so long is because brisket is a tough meat, because it is one of the main muscles that cows use to bear their weight. So by cooking it long and slow, we break down the collagen muscle.
Someday we find it, the rainbow connection. Without dark.
While this is cooking, we're going to cut up our vegetables. We're going to chop up 1 onion, 4 large carrots, and quarter 5 red potatoes. Once our brisket is cooked for those 4 hours and reach a temperature of about 170 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the temperature in which collagen starts to dissolve, we are going to add our vegetables. While those are cooking, chop up a small head of cabbage into quarters.
What's happening?
I prefer to leave it in quarters since I like the cabbage to have a little bit of crunch to it. If you don't want a crunch, then chop it smaller.
Oh, like it's sweet.
Once those carrots and potatoes are just soft, which takes about 15 minutes, then we're going to add the cabbage and cook that on the low temperature for another 15 minutes. After that 15 minutes, we're going to fish out the brisket and let that rest for about 10 minutes before cutting into it. That way we don't lose the juices. Then we're going to cut the brisket against the grain. That way you shorten the fibers in the meat, making it easier to chew.
So here's our meat and cabbage. So let's get taste tested.
So all in all, it took probably 6 hours to cook just because it had to sit on the stove for quite a long time. Ellie, you want to try the meat?
Yeah.
Potato. Ooh. Potato.
What do you think, Elle?
Right.
Good? What do you think?
It's all very good. The potato is nice and soft. I like it. I like the skin on it too. It's not too tough. The meat's also nice and tender. Good flavoring. It's all very good.
I agree. The meat is absolutely delicious. The potatoes and the carrots and the cabbage pair well, as traditional corned beef and cabbage would be, right? So all really good. However, there is one dish that I do like better, which is coming up in the next video after that. So stay tuned for that. So until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.